This is what you'll get when you mess with us. You'll get. This is what you'll get. This is what you'll get when you mess with us.
The average Westerner thinks of anarchism, they think of fire, overturned vehicles, and broken windows. And while those associations are not necessarily wrong, they do require context. A good example of how context changes everything would be the case of Casey Goonan. He is accused of trying to firebomb an empty federal courthouse in Oakland during a protest. Now, it'll take you quite a bit of searching and reading between the lines to learn that this firebombing amounted to igniting a Molotov cocktail in a concrete planter near the building, destroying a shrub. He also lit a bag of Molotov cocktails on fire near a police vehicle, which may have contributed to the vehicle being burned, as apparently everybody and their mom was lighting cop cars on fire that night. Fortunately, Casey's antics didn't lead to anybody being injured, but this type of arson in California, if it leads to property damage, is punishable by 16 months in prison, and fines are up to $10,000. And Casey pled guilty to malicious damage or destruction of property by fire or explosive. But since Casey is a self-proclaimed anarchist who was protesting the Israeli occupation of Gaza, prosecutors called him a domestic terrorist, and he was sentenced to 20 years imprisonment in a specially designated communications management unit with restrictions on visitors, phone calls, and even communication with other prisoners. Maybe you're thinking what I'm thinking. It seems like over 18 years of Casey's 20-year sentence is for his beliefs, not the inarguably dumb shit that he did during the protest. Another California man received a 20-year sentence for his violent actions outside of a government building at a protest. David Dempsey. Dave sprayed a police officer with pepper spray, beat him with a flagpole, and stomped on his head over 5 times among a long list of attacks on multiple law enforcement officers at this protest. And he pled guilty to these charges, but since the riot he attended was at the Capitol building on January 6th, he received an unconditional pardon and is enjoying his freedom without a single demerit on his criminal record. The difference between these two cases, other than one person causing property damage and the other person causing injury, is entirely up here. One was on the right, one was on the left. Violent patriot, violent anarchist. And the irony is that if you strongly agree with me that this is a malpractice of justice, then you are guilty of the same crime that added 18 years to Casey Goonan's sentence, the crime of having a philosophy that dissents from your government. My goal here is not to justify violence or even lighting shrubs on fire, nor is it to convert my viewers into anarchists or even identify as an anarchist myself. I just want you to more frequently question and recognize the absurdity of institutions in your day-to-day life, because it can only benefit you to do so.